You may have noticed it this week while filling petrol, booking a flight, or even buying groceries, that prices are rising. Petrol has become costlier, cooking gas prices have edged up, and airfares are climbing. The reason is a war in West Asia. On February 28th, the United States and Israel jointly launched airstrikes on Iran, targeting its nuclear facilities, military command structures, and key infrastructure. The strikes marked one of the most significant military actions in the region in decades. Iran responded swiftly. Ballistic missiles and drones struck US military air bases in Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain. A major Saudi oil terminal temporarily shut down after attacks. Qatar, one of the world's largest suppliers of LNG, warned it could no longer guarantee uninterrupted exports. But the development that rattled global markets came soon after. Iran announced the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow shipping channel, about 33 kilometers wide at its narrowest point, located between Iran and the Arabian Peninsula. It is one of the world's most strategically important waterways. Every day, roughly 20 million barrels of oil pass through the strait, about 1/5 of global consumption. Oil exports from Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, and UAE all move through this route. Even without a full naval blockade, the announcement of closure was enough to disrupt the shipping. More than 150 oil tankers are now anchored outside the waterway, unable to move or unwilling to proceed. The impact is global. Nearly 3/4 of Gulf oil exports flow eastward to Asia. China, the world's largest oil importer, sources a significant share of its energy from the Gulf and has called for an immediate ceasefire.
霍尔木兹海峡及其附近水域是重要的国际货物和能源贸易的通道，维护这一地区的安全稳定，符合国际社会各方的共同利益。当务之急是有关各方立即停止军事行动，防止紧张事态进一步升级蔓延，防止地区的动荡给全球的经济发展造成更大的影响。
Japan and South Korea are also heavily dependent on Gulf LNG, prompting emergency consultations in both countries.
ホルムズ海峡が閉鎖された場合の電力供給への影響と、いうことを考えてみますと、石油火力発電所は、我が国の電力供給の約 7% を占めるに過ぎない。一方で、LNG 火力は約3割を占めてますので、LNG の調達ですとか価格の動向により強い関心を持っております。ですから仮に LNG の安定供給に支障が生じる場合には、他の供給国からの供給やスポット市場からの代替調達の増加により対応をしてまいります。
The shockwaves are being felt far beyond Asia. Diesel prices in parts of Europe have surged, airlines across several regions have issued profit warnings, and petrol prices in the US have also climbed sharply. Before the conflict began, the crude oil traded at about $67 per barrel. Within 2 weeks, prices surged to nearly $119 per barrel. Now, why is India particularly exposed? India is among the world's largest importers of crude oil. Roughly 85% of the oil in the country consumes is imported, much of it from the Persian Gulf. About half of India's crude imports, around 2.5 to 2.7 million barrels per day, pass through the strait primarily from Iraq, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Kuwait. India also maintains relatively limited strategic reserves. While countries such as Japan and South Korea holds emergency oil stocks covering 150 to 200 days, India reserves are estimated to cover around 30 days of demand. Recent data submitted to Parliament by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman indicated that India's crude basket has already begun to rise following the escalation. The price increased from $69 per barrel at the end of February to $80 per barrel by March 2. The government has said the immediate impact on the inflation may remain limited. Now, the duration of the conflict remains unclear. US President Donald Trump described the rise in oil prices as short-term in a post on Truth Social, saying it was a very small price to pay for US and world safety and peace. He also said, "We will attack Iran 20 times harder if they block the flow of oil." Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said military operations are not yet complete.
השאיפה שלנו להביא את העם האיראני לפרוק את עול העריצות, בסופו של דבר זה תלוי בו, אבל אין ספק שבפעולות שנעשו עד עכשיו אנחנו שוברים להם את העצמות.
While Iran has warned it will keep the Strait of Hormuz blocked as long as it continues to face attacks.
جنگ هرمز به عنوان یکی از دارایی‌های استراتژیک کشور ما هست، یکی از واقعاً منابع خدادادی جغرافیایی هست که در اختیار کشور قرار داره به جهت لطفی که خداوند به این سرزمین داشته و بدیهی است که در زمانی که کشور در حالت جنگ قرار میگیره حد اکثر بهره برداری از همه منابع باید صورت بگیره.
If the conflict subsides quickly, global energy markets could stabilize. But if the fighting drags on, disruptions to oil and gas flows could deepen, raising the possibility of a broader energy shock. For more such videos, subscribe to the Hindu's YouTube channel.